You've heard it too, that people say, I don't even like country music, but I do like Kacey Musgraves.
Yeah, they're like, you're my gateway drug. I'm like, thanks. These days, with the genre lines being so blurred, I mean, the possibilities are endless. You know, to me, music falls into two different categories. It's good and bad.
With 3 critically acclaimed studio albums, Kacey Musgraves has certainly made her own lane. The singer-songwriter says her love of music began when she was just a little girl.
I grew up wanting to be a singer. I mean, I grew up just singing. And
Did you
just
sing
never
into a
shut up.
hairbrush?
A hairbrush, you know, karaoke mic, whatever, broomstick. Yeah, just singing all the time. And then it's interesting, I felt like a shift when I moved to Nashville when I was about 19. I figured out that you could have an actual career as a songwriter and not put your face out there. I was kind of turned off by, you know, the whole artist side of things. And then somewhere along the way, I started collecting these songs that felt like I wouldn't want to give them up.
Musgraves released her debut album back in 2013. She insisted Merry Go Round be the first single. It was an edgy choice that a record executive told her would not work for radio.
I wouldn't be proud of changing myself to try to, you know, appease to a wider range of people.
And what did he say to you?
He said, well, sometimes in this business, you just have to do things that you're not proud of. And I said, that's where you and I, sir, are very different.
You would really prefer not to have the career you have than to have a hit song and not be proud of it.
Oh my gosh, I can't imagine something more excruciating. No, it's not worth it. It's just not worth it to me.
Staying true to herself has paid off big. Musgraves attributes her success to her songwriting roots.
No, even when you were accepting your Grammy, you said it's all about the songs. Tell me about that, why that's so important to you.
There's a little thing, a little light bulb that goes off that says, oh, this is something, this is an idea, this could be in a song. And it kind of presents itself. I could be in the middle of an argument, I'm like, oh, that's a good line. But I guess just the whole process of taking something from nothing, that process is something that is magical.
Do you have an example of where you heard something and you said, aha, that's a song?
All of them.
Like happy and sad. I love happy and sad,
Yes.
Kacey.
Happy and sad are two emotions that I find myself feeling a lot of the times together. I think it can be the anxiety of knowing that the moment is eventually going to end. What goes up comes down.
Yeah.
You know, and I remember being in a Palm Springs tiki bar with my now husband, and we were so in love, and he was saying just these things to me that were bringing tears to my eyes, and I was very happy, but he was confused because I was crying, and I was happy, but I was sad at the same time. And I feel that a lot.
We would all like to meet somebody that says something that is so wonderful that it brings tears to our eyes and we're happy.
Tears, yeah.
Musgraves and singer-songwriter Rustin Kelly tied the knot in 2017. It's a love story that helped inspire her latest album, Golden Hour.
How did you know he was the one for you?
I don't know, I just knew. I mean, it was just like, there it is. Leading up to making Golden Hour, I was just in a kind of a depressive space. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do creatively, and I feel like I always feel a little bit depressed when I feel lost creatively. I took about a year to where I could just be in town and catch up on the simple parts of life that I had missed, you know, being on tour. It's like I'm needing to live life, and that will feed new songs. So that's about the time that I met Rustin, and needless to say, all these songs started pouring out.
But you know, people thought, okay, now she's in love and she's happy.
Yeah.
How can will the music be as good?
Right.
Were you worried about that?
I was worried. I was like, I'm happy now. Like, my music's gonna suck. Well, because you trick yourself into thinking that as a creative person that you need to suffer in order to produce great art, and I think that's a terrible mistake. I've kept myself in bad relationships before thinking good songs will come out of it, so whatever. But that's what a waste of time. I did get some good songs out of it though.
You did?
So it came as a surprise to me when this kind of whole new facet of art and writing kind of opened up for me after being the happiest that I had ever been.
Do you struggle with fame? Do you worry about fame?
It's not my favorite thing, fame. I think it used to freak me out a lot when I was younger. I was really intimidated by it. But as I've gotten older, I've realized that, you know, you don't there's not really anything to be scared of. Like, I have a wonderful foundation with my family underneath me, my husband. I know who I am.
Do you feel like this is your moment?
I mean, I could say that it's, you know, my moment professionally, but personally, I feel like it's best yet, you know, with leaving my 20s, going into my 30s, finding kind of a new sense of self and confidence that comes with being with the right person, and the songs that came from that. I think for me, it all boils down to my songs. I feel like nothing else would matter. None of this would matter. And there's so much fluff in the industry. None of that would matter if the songs weren't there for me.